Good evening to you. Yeah, thank God it's Friday. I'm excited as always to be with you every single day. Thank you so much for staying with us. So if you're in Lagos, I want you to tell me, what is the traffic situation in your part of town? So I think there's something special about today's traffic because it practically started in the morning until now. It doesn't look like it's making any headway. What is going on? Goodness me. The traffic experience today in Lagos State is almost unbecoming. Oh goodness. All right, so that's aside. Welcome to the Evening Rush Lagos, 90.3 Voice of the People FM. And of course, you know that this is where we'll bring you some of the finest conversations that you have been having within the past 72 hours. That's basically what we do to break them down when we can, and in occasions that we can, we get to bring experts to, help join us discuss these topics. And of course, other times we make you we let you have a say, more like it. So we have you have your say on the conversations that we have that's been on the front burner. So today on the Evening Rush, we'll be looking at quite a couple of stuff. So first on our lineup of discussion this evening will be Peter Obi's petition against Tinubu effort in futility, according to Ned Nwoko. So Ned Nwoko says Peter Obi's petition against Tinubu is an effort in futility. We'll get to look at that in the course of the show. And another story that we have here, exclusive by the way, by Sahara Reporter, says EFCC sends former Minister Akpabio another invitation letter over multi-billion naira fraud after initial claims he was undergoing treatment for pneumonia lung disease. You'll recall that he had sent him a letter before. He said, excuse me, I can't honor that letter because I'm abroad undergoing treatment for some XYZ ailment. And so they've sent him another letter again. All right, so still on our lineup of conversation this evening, we'll be looking at okay, so you all know that ordinarily, ideally, we should have our census start on Wednesday, May 3rd, right? Okay, so some group of people took this case to court and to ask the court to halt the census. I'm glad to announce to you that court has declined the request to halt your census. So that is to say that, bearing all last minute changes, the census may likely take place from next week Wednesday. And you would recall that the federal government had announced that there may be restriction of movement. All right, so I move to other conversations. So this is just an update on the fuel subsidy issue that we had, as the Minister for Finance is saying, no, we only agree to expand committee. It's not like we're finally I don't know. But we'll get to look at that conversation later on. And then some of the other conversations we're going to have this evening. PDP have asked international community to impose travel ban on President Buhari after May 29. Is that even feasible? We'll get to look at it in the course of the show. And of course, APC governors have said the world, unquote, is celebrating Nigeria's presidential election. That history will be very kind to Buhari for conducting one of the best elections ever. Lagos, these are the conversations that we'll be having this evening. So let's take a little breather. We'll be right back to, of course, begin to dissect each of these conversations one at a time. Stay with us, Lagos. Rush with Pressures, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Party.
What was the rate of inflation under me? What was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations. Critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Hey, like what's going on here? You caught that game, right?
I saw that. On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 90.3 Voice of the People FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice. Lagos, you are welcome back. This is 90.3 Voice of the People FM, and of course, it is your girl Precious. As usual, it's always a delight to be with you every evening. Right, so let's get right into this conversation. So, the Delta North Senator-elect, Ned Nwoko, has said it is impossible to stop the 4-year term of the president-elect Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu after the May 29 inauguration. Now, Nwoko explained that once the president-elect was sworn in, the petition filed against him at the Presidential Elections Petitions Tribunal in Abuja might not see the light of day once he is sworn in. So Obi, of course, you'll recall, had filed a petition to challenge Tinubu's victory in the February 25th presidential election. So Obi, who was said to have come third, or who came third in the election, in his petition alleged that the election was characterized by irregularities, praying that Tinubu's victory be annulled. Again, you would recall that he's not the only person who, as a matter of fact, filed a petition against that election. However, Ned Nwoko said that the Labour Party's poor assessment of the situation and unrealistic expectations led to its defeat. So the Labour Party had poor assessment of the case, and they had unrealistic expectations, and that's what led to their defeat. Right? Okay, so moving on, Nwoko spoke with journalists in Abuja yesterday. He said that the opposition parties teamed up, that if the opposition party had teamed up, that is, had they teamed up, right, they would have trounced the ruling APC in the election. So, given the poor performance of the current APC regime led by the President Major General Muhammadu Buhari, so if all the opposition had come together, that it would have been easy for them to defeat the current administration, that is the APC. But whereas they didn't do that, it wasn't so possible. So Nwoko reiterated that an alliance government would have been the perfect opportunity for Obi to save Nigeria's economy, as he avowed in his campaigns. That's what he said, and that is, unquote, his word. He said an alliance government would have been a perfect opportunity to, unquote, save Nigeria's economy, right? Okay, so he stated that it was now near impossible to stop Tinubu from becoming president, despite the petition signed against him. Once inauguration has happened like this, it is gone. It is gone. Ned Nwoko said once Tinubu is inaugurated as president, he takes charge of everything. He becomes the commander-in-chief of the armed forces. He orders them and uses them as he wishes. He appoints new chief justices upon recommendation by the Judicial Council. So you see, it is almost impossible to stop him from completing his 4 years tenure. Now, moving forward, the PDP and the Labour Party have to come to terms and make next election more strategic. Natural alliances between both parties is the only way to save Nigeria from this inauspicious government. Those were his words, not mine. Right, so the senator-elect maintained that the ruling party would have suffered a severe defeat in the presidential poll if the opposition had aligned. He further pinned the blame on the Labour Party and obedience. He said, it is you people, the Labour Party and obedience, stressing that they were too self-absorbing to give room for logical reasoning. Or not to they believe on ourselves. I talk for pidgin English. Or not to believe on ourselves. So on no use on a common sense, obedience. That's the reason why you people did not win the election. I hope with this viewpoint of my pidgin explanation and translation to English, from pidgin English to pidgin, I've been able to convince you. So the lawmaker stated that it would have been a landslide victory for the opposition if the Labour Party and the PDP party had worked together. So Lagos, I'd like to hear from you. Do you think that the obedience believed themselves too much? Do you think they were too self-absorbing? Do you think that they were just too, into themselves and felt that, they had all it takes to oust the APC, and that's actually that overconfidence that's ruined their chances? Do you think that that's the case? Lagos, I'd like you to chime in on this conversation. Of course, as usual, the phone lines are open. 0904-334-9253, 0904-334-9253, 0816-442-5875, 0816-442-5875. So if you're watching from YouTube and you like to chime in into this conversation, especially if you're in the diaspora, you can call us on WhatsApp on 0700-903-9039, 0700-903-9039. These are the numbers to reach us with Lagos. Maybe you should also try a smart number. Let's see if it's back on. It's 0700-903-9039, 0700-903-903-903, 0700-903-903-903. So, do you think obedience were overconfident, like Ned Nwoko said? He said it is your overconfidence. You were too self-absorbing. You believed yourself too much. That's the reason why you were defeated by the APC in the election. It wasn't because maybe the process, as you alleged, wasn't good enough. It doesn't have anything to do with the process. It was because obedience just believed themselves too much. That was the major reason why P2B did not win. However, he also did say that a major alliance between the entire opposition would have, of course, ensured the landslide victory for the opposition party. But unfortunately, we didn't see that happen. You also recall that Ned Nwoko isn't the first person who said this, because even President Muhammadu Buhari recently said that opposition did not also play their game well, because if the PDP had aligned didn't have their issues, they had aligned with Labour Party and NNPP, all those votes put together, that it would have been easy for them to defeat the party. So, like, people are saying that the election did not go well, that's not the case. Now, that's because there was already more like a lacuna in the PDP. So it was impossible for the opposition to defeat the ruling party. Because look at, the demography of voters. Look at the way people voted in 2019. Almost everyone who voted for Atiku Abubakar, the PDP presidential candidate in 2019, were, quite a number of them within the South region now voted for the Labour Party. Kano State voted for Rabiu Musa Kwankwaso. So, whereas Musa Kwankwaso got about 1.4 million votes thereabout, and the Labour Party got about 6 million votes, PDP got about 6-point-something million votes. So, if all those votes were joined together, because all of these people are breakaways from the PDP. I mean, the presidential candidate of the Labour Party is a breakaway from the PDP. He left PDP just May last year, and the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party, NNPP, also left PDP just last year. So if all these people were still members of the PDP, it would have been easier for them to defeat the APC. That's exactly what this is saying. And then he said, most importantly, let me read by his words. He said, most importantly, in fact, he pinned the entire blame on the obedience. He said, obedience. Now, carry the blame. He said, because you people were too self-absorbed, believe on yourself too much, and I'm not going to use in a sense reason. You were too self-absorbed and you did not give room for logical reasoning. And that's exactly why your candidates did not win the election. Lagos, phone lines are open. All right, so remember, we'll have other conversations that we'll be having today too, okay, so the APC governors, otherwise known as the Progressive Governors Forum, they say the world, unquote, is celebrating the outcome of Nigeria's February 25th presidential election amid turbulence and uncertainty that often characterized, it in a sub-Saharan Africa. So they said the world is celebrating this election that people are saying is not good, though. People are saying you don't like the process, but the world is celebrating it, and that history will be very fair on President Muhammadu Buhari because he did a fantastic job. You would also recall that this week, President Muhammadu Buhari had said that this election is the freest, the fairest, and the most peaceful of all the elections that we've ever had in Nigeria. Because, an election that saw a lot of PDP people, APC, the ruling party, lose their seats. How free can election be? If a ruling party could lose a couple of seats, how free can election be? Basically, not the president's words, but these were his explanations. So the presidential media aide Garabashi, who disclosed this in a statement on Thursday yesterday, said the APC governors led by Governor Atiku Bagudu, the Progressive Governors Forum chairman, met with Mr. Buhari. The Kebbi governor said the visit was to say happy Salah to you, Mr. Buhari, to our President Buhari, and to thank him for his leadership of the party and the nation. I will say, make we come thank you, make we come wish you happy Salah. Come tell you say, you do well. The way you say the rulers, we like and well. So he said, congratulations, your party won the presidency, a majority in the seat, and for being the leading party in the House of Representatives. Now, these successes would not have happened without your support, stated the Progressive Governors Forum chairman, Bugudu. History will remember you kindly. Around the world, the election is being celebrated because of the turbulence in the region and in the developing world, all courtesy of your leadership. We praise you well, you do well. All right. We won by sheer hard work. The same thing you have always encouraged us to do. We thank you immensely for everything, Mr. President. Because even though say APC we know that just our hard work, we carry win this election. It's not easy for us. And now you make them happen. Because you give us pure playing ground. All right. So that's another conversation. Lagos, what do you think of that? And then very quickly, the People's Democratic Party PDP has asked the international community to impose a travel ban on President Muhammadu Buhari after he leaves office on May 29. So, addressing a press conference on Friday today in Abuja, Debo Olugunagba, PDP spokesperson, alleged that Buhari undermined democracy by not giving Nigeria free and credible elections. How do we solve this problem now? PDP is saying that Buhari undermines democracy because he did not give us a free and credible election. Meanwhile, APC governors are saying, Oga Buhari, nobody don't do better election reach you. The kind clear hand way carry come this election. Now you make the whole world they celebrate you. And we say, we come to tell you thank you. Say you do well the way you conduct the election free and fair. Okay, so you see. So Olugunagba said the presidential election was marred by a brazen violation of the Electoral Act 2022 and is the worst in Nigeria's history. The general despondency, resentment, and anger across our country, the damning reports by election observers, and the pervading international content against Nigeria since the declaration of the APC candidate as president-elect are ominous. That's what PDP is saying. Now, having undermined democracy in Nigeria, the PDP calls on the international community accordingly impose sanctions, including visa ban and travel restrictions on President Muhammadu Buhari and his family members immediately then come off office. Immediately after he vacates office on May 29, 2023. Lagos. I'd like to hear what you think about this. 0816 442 5875 0816 442 5875 0904 334 9253 0904 334 9253. Lagos, let's have this conversation. What do you make of all of this back and forth? You did well here, you did not do well here. Let's begin to take your thoughts and your reactions. Lagos, hello, good evening. Hello. Oh yeah, I lost that. Okay, so phone lines are free. So remember that if you're watching off YouTube and you like to chime in on this conversation, you can call us via YouTube on via WhatsApp, on 0700 903 9039, 0700 903 9039. That is 0700 903 9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you so much for joining us. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Remy from Akoka.
Remy, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
How are you doing?
I'm on the job. I wouldn't say I'm fine, but it's okay. Go ahead.
APC cannot be the one to set an exam and also be the one to mark the exam by themselves. Then give the results, give a certain mark to themselves. If they do that, then obviously that's an ojoro. We also,
How?
Of course, I set an exam by myself, and I'm the one marking it by myself. I'm the one scoring myself. I might choose not to fault myself, Precious. The simple logic. So, aside from APC, have you ever seen any other, should I say, organization that gave that same report during and after the election? We all saw what happened. We all saw what the international bodies said across board. Even you journalists, you media, conventional media, we also the report you guys gave on that day which was unusual of the media. We also, if I'm to use the report you guys gave, are you going to tell me it was successful? It was the best? The answer is no. As it is today, we have over 600 cases. We've never had such in the history of this country. 600 cases. So what metric? If they are to tell me because they lost more seats or because they lost Lagos, and that is the yardstick. In 2015, PDP lost the presidential election after 16 years. So if they have to use that metric, PDP as well can tell you 2015 was the best ever, despite the irregularities we saw in 2015 as well too. So saying that, to me, is just a way of gaslighting the whole issue. We saw what happened. We saw what Yakub Mahmoud did. Prior to the election, sometime last year, when the rumor, he said it was a rumor that INEC might end up not using the guidelines they said. He came out, he even went as far as Chatham House to debunk such information. I don't know if you could recall, Precious. He said we shouldn't listen to such information, that it's not going to happen. Only for us to now see that the same thing he said it wasn't going to happen was what happened on that day. Even those who were calling him to notify him about what is happening, the likes of what's his name? This guy, Dino Milaya and the likes, on live TV telling him so and so is happening. This report you are reading isn't what we got from the state. At first, before reading out the result, he said he was going to set up a particular unit at that place to review any result before announcing, which he never did. We saw what he did on live TV, flouting the INEC's guideline, which happens to be the law they should follow. So now seeing what the INEC rec at Adamawa he did the same thing. He also flouted the INEC guideline, because he shouldn't have been the one to announce the result. So he also did the same thing Mahmoud Yakub did. So everything that went down during this election was symbolic. I think that is the closest what I can use to describe this election. So if anybody, either APC or anybody in that camp, using losing Lagos State or losing more seats as a yardstick, they are being insincere to themselves and the whole world. We all saw what happened. We saw reports. You guys reported a lot of things on that day. Even we are yet to heal from what happened. A man was laid to rest a few days ago in Shomolu. One of the men who died. A man died during the election, on that day of election, as a result of the violence APC meted on those who wanted to vote Labour Party. It's on record in Shomolu here, Shomolu. So the man was buried a few days ago. So, and someone will now tell me it's the best election when we recorded about 20 people dying across the state. Precious.
Sir?
Have a good evening.
Thank you. You too have a good evening. Thank you for calling. I appreciate you. So I want you to understand that you're totally entitled to your opinion. You have the right to air your thought, as long as you keep your language very civil and void of any utterances, if I'd have to use that. So fine, you can have your say. You have the right to do that. If you're sending me messages too, please do your best to ensure that your message is clean too, so that I can read it. And let's just let you know that the phone line is, the number to call for direct calls is 0904 334 9253 0904 334 9253. You can also call us on 0816 442 5875 0816 442 5875. Well, if you are watching from YouTube and you are in the diaspora and you'd like to chime in on this conversation, you can call the WhatsApp line. We'll make it easy for you. So just call WhatsApp directly on 0700 903 9039. That is 0700 903 9039. 0700 903 9039. A smart number is also 0700 903 903 903. 0700 903 903 903. Hello, good evening.
Hello.
Yes, thank you for joining us. Good evening to you.
Good evening. My name is Freshman.
Your name is what? Freshman?
Yes.
From where, please?
From Aladipo.
Oga Fresh. Oh, yeah, go ahead.
All right. You see, Concerning this election, I think if the NEC should do free and fair election, people will resist from that. People who has lose hope already will get up fine without even eating. But right now, as it is, people are dying. So we still plead to NEC. They are not telling us exactly what they said, so that this country can move forward. It's not only for me to get joy. Getting joy of playing football, getting joy of winning goals, getting joy of winning anything presentable in this country. But if they did not do the right thing, we cannot win anything at all. Everybody will be sad. Please, let them know.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. Lagos, Nwoko says, obedience. Just know that the case against, the case that your principal would have against the president-elect is just a waste of time. Cole work. It will not go anywhere. Obi's petition against Tinubu is an effort in futility. You know why? Because once he is sworn in on May 29th, he has become the commander-in-chief and the one in charge. So it is going to be hard for you guys to do anything. In fact, he blamed it all on you people obedience. He said it is your overconfidence, your overbelieving in yourself. You wanna just to believe on yourself too much. That you people were too self-absorbed, and that's the reason why Obi failed. I'd like to hear your thought on that. We're also looking at PDP saying that, please, international communities ensure you deny the president, Muhammad Buhari, and his family, deny them visa to your countries after May 29th. Once they step down like this, please deny them visa, so that they will stay in Nigeria, all right? And then, on the other hand, because they feel that they said that the election was, the poorest election Nigeria has ever had, marred by all sorts of irregularities. Meanwhile, the progressive governors, the APC governors, went to, pay a courtesy visit to the president and said, you know what, president, we came to thank you. Oh God, you too much. We said, we can't thank you for the way we be say you do better thing for us. You give us the best of the elections we've ever had. And first of all, we want to come and wish you happy Salah and thank you for the way you conducted the election. Because even though we did not win some of the positions that we would have won, because of the free and fair way this election happened, but we want you to know that the world is celebrating you for the kind of election you gave us. We are celebrating you, and the future will be kind to you. What do you make? What do you think of all of these conversations, Lagos? 0816 442 5875 0816 442 5875 0904 334 9253. All right, let's get to take your thoughts and your reactions. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Williams from Ghana.
Williams?
From Ghana.
Williams, you're welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you. Williams, go ahead.
Yes, I am.
Go ahead. All right.
We are hearing from the so-called leader. They only say the good thing when it comes to when the ball is on their table or the food is on their table. My fear is if the youth will be interested in politics again, and they have succeeded to lose us out of our shadows and make us feel that there's no way out in politics. There's not going to be any good governance anymore. My advice for the youth is let's just focus on our lives. Let's make our lives meaningful, and let's leave the politicians to do what we are doing. One day, God will raise someone for us, because I don't see how we're going to fight and win this case. You can see Winke going to visit the president-elect. You can see all manner of things. I don't know who's even really on the youth side. I don't know who.
But that's exactly what Nwoko is saying, that your tribunal case is an effort in futility, because once the man is sworn in, the president-elect is sworn in, you can't do anything. So that means you agree with Nwoko, right?
No, absolutely no. Absolutely no. When did you come into politics?
Oh, wow.
A businessman that just bought himself a senatorial seat. When did you come into politics? You see, I appreciate what you guys are doing. You see, you give us a second view of whatever is happening. I'm in Ghana, right? And I listen to you every day, every time.
Thank you.
You give us, you are the people that give us hope. But sometimes I'm afraid what our future lies in Nigeria. I don't think there is hope for us because if we wait for another 4 years, guess what? Another politician are planning another bigger reach. How can we have a president? Look, I'm a Lagosian, right? And I'm a Lagosian, I'm a Da Silva, right? And my parents, my mom is Da Silva, my dad is Williams. And it's not the Igbos that did not vote for them. The even so-called Lagosians are tired of their entries. And I just don't know where the hope is coming from. We don't have hope.
Thank you. Thank you for calling and sharing your thought. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right, so let's go to a few messages that we have. Yoruba TV on the YouTube chat. I see you. You say everyone that lack obedience in his or her life is okay. All right, I see you. I see what you did there. And Bumifa say, okay, and I did that for you again. Chukwemeka Camera says, now, wow, why everyone attacking P2B, even the one that married, Goodness says, one thing I can contribute is that Nwoko said in the beginning, P2B cannot get enough percentage to be president of Nigeria. That's pure jealousy, egregious behavior, and antagonism. He said the number one has been able to challenge his victory. Nwoko deprivation and disenfranchisement or disenfranchised many voters should be questioned. And Olainka Vallinghood says, who is Nwoko, right? Okay, I did say that before. Okay, and then Tinubu is the man for the job. That's what Dubé said. And Tracy Jacopin says, it ain't over till it's over. Stay positive. Chukwemeka Camera says, seriously, the kind of news you people are giving us here is very getting people angry. This is not news. Serious, not happening. The hope of good Nigerians. So you don't want me to tell you what's happening. These are the conversations that we're having. It is my job to bring them to you. All right. Hello, good evening, Lagos.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Yes, good evening. Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
I beg, how is Promise now?
Promise is fine. Oh, she just, she's in a bit of break in transmission.
All right, my name is Ifeoma. I'm calling from Ejibo.
Ify, it's been a while. How are you doing?
My darling sister. Please, first of all, I want to appreciate that young man that called. I've been looking for him all over. From, God, the first person that called you.
You know him in person?
I think I've forgotten his name, but I will remember.
I don't forget to, but you know him in person?
See, all these elderly people that feel the APC, their time is up. Some of them are 80 something, they say they are 71, while their daughter is 61. Some of them are 90, they don't know their age. So everything they are looking for there is money. There is none of them is willing to serve this country. It is their time to chop. That's the meaning of the miracle. So the truth is that they have made our youth to be discouraged by their lies and deceit. I'm not a cyber person. Even this election, I did not vote because I don't have my TV. But everything that transpired and all they have been saying is just discouraging. So who are they going to rule in that Asu Rock? So all they should know that God is the ultimate planner. Even if they swore them in, let them go there and stay. The time of God will come. And no matter whatever any man does, God is the Governor General of the whole world. He has the time to remove anybody. He has the time to put in anybody. They should take a look at the Bible of between Saul and David. So at the appointed time, God knows what to do. So it's not a matter of obedience. The will of God must come to pass, okay?
Thank you.
So God bless you, my dear.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you.
The guy's name is Remy from Akota.
Remy, all right.
It's a long time. Let me greet Remy.
Remy, can you hear? If he's greeting you, if he is calling from Ejibo. Remy, if he is greeting you, Remy and Ify, okay. So I'm sure he's heard. Thank you so much, Ify. I appreciate you. Lagos phone lines are still open. Let's continue to take your thoughts and reactions. But let me see if I can take a few messages because I have them, hanging in. I never open message. You don't they send me an episode. Why are you doing like this now? It's scary. Oh, let me go back to phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Thank you. Good evening. This is who? Who, please?
Yeah.
What's your name, sir?
Chris.
Chris, where are you calling from, please?
From
From Oshodi. Thank you so much for joining us. Go ahead.
what I have is pretend that Nwoko.
Mm.
That Nwoko down and sit down. Doesn't know what is happening. Let that Nwoko down and sit down and know that technology is very wrong to know that technology. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. Okay. So, Dayo from Fagba. Dayo, the kind of long messages he used to send to me. It says, "Evening, my lady. There is a saying that blessed is he that do not expect, for they shall not be disappointed." How can you expect someone who has baggages hanging, you mean, on him, who cannot come for debates, who used vote buying and Agbero intimidation, also INEC conspiracy with security compromising to enter compromisation to enter into power to offer anything. Also, someone who assigned question giving to him to Governor El Rufai. Is this where you're going to? Okay. Okay, thank you. And he said, low grade mind. If you check Lagos as a case study, removing Fashola and Bode Ring, it's a failure all the way. In a sane country, he will not be voted for. But in Nigeria, anything goes. He has nothing to offer. Oh, wow. All of this. Guy, take it easy. Hello, good evening to you. Hello? Hello?
Hello, good evening.
Yes, good evening to you. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dominic calling from Austria.
Dominic from Austria. How is Austria this evening?
Austria is fine.
Well, welcome. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
I want to talk to the respect of this network. You know, like when someone have respect, then when he talks, people like. But I see network people who have no respect. For you can go ahead and marry a girl who is worthy to be a granddaughter, equivalent to be a last daughter. Definitely, this man could put himself into a shame not to even come outside to make any statement because it makes no sense. One. Secondly, the president-elect. You know, when the president was elected, of course, we are the one in all news from a newspaper who published that Lord, I in the newspaper has won the election.
So your line is breaking up. I can't have a clear conversation with you. Your line is. You may try to call on the other WhatsApp line, please. This isn't pulling through properly at all. I know you can hear me, but we cannot hear you clearly. So if we can't have, a two-way conversation, then it doesn't make sense. Do you understand? So try to call the 0700 WhatsApp line. 0700 903 9039. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling
from?
The
way you call my wife, I'm suspecting you.
Is that your wife?
Yes, so.
If he did not tell us, so.
And telling me that we cannot be two.
Are you sure? Or you're just
yes, so
you're just filing for application? Maybe your application has not been granted yet. Are you sure?
That's on the right mood.
Okay, you're welcome.
Anyway,
what's your name, sir?
In our country needs God's intervention.
Tell me your name and where you're calling from, sir.
And this is Ezekiel.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, Ezekiel, you're welcome.
I think what we have been doing since after the election, we've been praying for Nigeria that God will intervene. Because with money, I think what money cannot do
does not exist.
The politicians are telling you that it cannot exist. But we still know that God can still do something.
But I do hope that you know that God does not come down from wherever He is to do anything for anyone.
God can remedy this nation, no matter how much they will use. We depend on God now. The judiciary will not fail us. And that which they think they have done, God can undo it. So that's what I believe.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Whatever Buhari let him say. Whatever Bagudu or whatever is the name, let him say. We know that everything is deceit. Politicians are deceitful. Generally, they are deceitful. And they have been using mind games. They are using mind game on us. Who knows what they are still planning? When they were going out to the market, we all know that all their plan was how to frustrate him. But they have found out that game does not stand. And nobody knows what they are planning, what is their next thing. What they are doing now is to tell people, look, we should not depend on judiciary, we should not trust judiciary. Judiciary, that I know, is the last hope of the common man. So they are part of, they are in the system, their children are in the system, so they will never fail Nigerians. So I believe that the truth is going to, there is enough evidence that shows that that election was not free and fair. And that evidence will stand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. So I have a few messages here. By Odaba says, the only mistake the obedience did was that we don't know how to read. That's what you said. And then this says, Nigeria needs to review their constitution, especially on the immunity clause. That's a drawback for a country like Nigeria, where fraud and corruption is at the highest. In a normal country, a newly elected peer, Sydney, shouldn't be sworn in, especially when there are cases of fraud and rigging. The court should expedite the case and conclude before swearing in. That's what you said. I appreciate you. And a lot of people have said same too. Richardson says, it's only in Nigeria that someone will obtain 2 forms for an election and Supreme Court declared them winners. No primaries. If the election was free and fair as earmarked, as INEC promised, you guys, the way you spell this thing, APC can never win. For my polling unit, LP won all the 3 units. For the president, why won't he mark his own script well if we have a judicial system that works? For now, I'm not praying for Nigeria. Richardson. So Richardson, this is not even the president marking his script well. This is actually the progressive governors, as the governors under APC, marking him good and saying that the world will celebrate him. In fact, that the world is celebrating him and that future will remember him and be kind to him. All right. Hello, good evening to you.
Pretty pressure.
Hey, Mr. Darlington, I'm so sorry. So your people are asking me why I did not call you yesterday.
In fact, I was not laughing when they wanted to crucify you.
Sorry, Mr. Darlington, did not tell them there was a technical and fail of Legady's Benz.
Yes, there was a technical glitch.
Please. How are you doing? Good evening. Welcome.
How are you, my dear?
I'm very well, thank you. How about you?
I'm okay. Precious.
Sir?
When some people make statements, you don't look at their statement. Go and check where they are coming from. Go and check the spirit behind their statements. That is what I always do. And maybe that's why they don't like me.
Which one is spirit again? Yes, so spirit is always behind the statements.
Yeah.
How do you know the spirit in the person's body?
They say from their fruit we shall know them. Somebody like Nwoko cannot just come and make statement. He is pursuing something. You remember this Paris refund? He was hoping the governors to retrieve their money from the federal government. He was the one in charge of that matter. He got that brief. And as I talk to you now, there is a $35 million which is asking from them. And the thing has entered into a certain level. So he needed to be in the good book of APC. So that when they come in, he can now resuscitate the matter. And maybe they will look at him and say, okay, he is talking in our favor. Let us... nothing else. If not, if Obi has given him this brief now to defend him, will he say what he's saying? Precious, will he say what he's saying?
I hope you don't expect an answer from me.
So that's why I'm saying that he's not saying it with sincerity. He's not saying it. These are people we expect to say, let us clean up our judiciary so that when you take a good case to court, you will know the outcome. You don't need to start doubting whether you will be shortchanged, whether something will happen. You know you took a good case to court. Then why should somebody say it is dead and alive, it cannot see the light of day? Then why did I not go to court? Why don't I take my laws into my own hands now? These are statements that make people to say, okay, what's the need? They don't know when they make such this statement, they are discouraging people to go to court. You are the one who said to go to court. Meanwhile, you are telling us nothing will come out of it. Then why did I go there to waste time and money? You can imagine. All because of crumbs from the table, crumbs. Because they will never allow them to come and eat in the same golden table they are eating from. It can never be possible. When Tinubu came back from wherever he went to, was it not himself, his son and the wife that came down from that plane, Precious? Eh? Did you see any of the Agberos with him? They can't go there. They will never go close to that place. They know where they use them, and after that, they leave them there and then take off. That is the irony of the whole thing. So, when they are making all this noise, I just laugh. They are saying it because they have seen the level of understanding of most Nigerians. Precious, most Nigerians. You see why APC is saying all these things, Precious. I thank God for the life of the opposition. They are very peaceful and enduring. Seriously. I am telling you, APC wouldn't have tolerated what happened in the last election. I am saying it with my full chest. They wouldn't have. After all, you saw what they did to Jonathan. When they thought he was not going to relinquish power, they had to go and discuss with some people somewhere to come and cause problem. And now those who don't want to go back. Was it not when the Abuja-Kaduna train issue happened that the terrorists came to tell us what they discussed? And they want them to implement that in the discourse. Was it not how the whole thing leaked? Before, did you know that such a thing happened? That somebody, because of power, you go and contract people, outsiders, to come into Nigeria. And they are telling us that they have done so well. If they let them do free and fair election, let me see that person that will give them one vote. Look at how they managed it. Look at how they did it. So that all the major contenders will have 12 states. Precious, have you seen such a thing before? No, have you seen such a thing before?
Mr. Darlington, I do hope that you know that even the worst candidate has his own supporters, or what you may think that the person you may think is the worst candidate. So you cannot say that if they will get one vote, people will always get number of votes. Because what may be a best candidate to you, or who may be a best candidate to you, may not be for another. And people have the right to their choices.
If they will get the vote, that will give them a winner. That's what I wanted to say. Not that they won't get one vote.
But okay. So you just said that metaphorically, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So it's okay. I just wanted to get that clear.
And all the major contenders, the APC, PDP, and Labour Party, how come all of them had 12 votes, 12 states? What kind of magic is that? How could they have equal states in this election? Have you ever heard or seen such a thing in the history of elections in Nigeria?
You would also recall that this election is quite different from others.
It was written down, and they are following it. If you check, where they saw that they are going to lose some state, they insisted that something must happen there. Like they wanted to do it in Abia, until that woman said no. You saw it now. So they should not deceive you. The only thing is that the opposition has been very peaceful, because this is a glaring electoral fraud. You don't need the international community to say anything. They have seen it. They came here to observe the election. They were here. When the time comes, they will place sanction on whom they want to place sanction. In fact, some people will answer for the human rights violation which they committed under this administration. It's very obvious. We are documenting it, especially the one they did in Imo State. We are documenting it. Days are gone when you say it doesn't matter. It matters now. There is ICC waiting for them. Even the Lekki massacre. Are you aware that ICC came here to investigate it? They came here they did investigation on Lekki massacre under this administration. So you want to tell me that all of them, the whole world will just overlook all those things, Abi? No, it's not possible. It's not possible. They are just making noise because they are in power. Let them leave office. Then we are going to remind the international community what they did. By that time, we will now know whether they were fair or not, because they have embassies here. You heard what the British High Commissioner said concerning what Fani Kayode was saying. That with all those things, he said, why didn't the APC make a disclaimer? They kept quiet. So all these infractions, how can you come and tell me that it was free and fair? How can an election be free and fair when you profile a particular ethnic group from voting, and you are telling me it is free and fair? How can election be free and fair when you violated your own electoral law? So that electoral act, in fact, it became useless under this administration. Became completely useless because they did not use it.
Are you sure the electoral act was violated? It's more like their personal guidelines. You could say they violated their guidelines and not the electoral acts. The electoral act.
They did. I didn't say anything. Nobody. Look, where they allowed it is where they want to allow it. Where they didn't want to allow it, they did not allow it. So an electoral act that is at your beck and call, at their whims and caprices, is that an electoral law? If you want to follow it to the letter. Now, you cannot pick and choose the one to obey. You use the same beaver to transmit the National Assembly election, but the same beaver could not transmit a presidential election. Who is that foolish man you are going to tell that story and he will listen to you? Who? No, the international committee, they did not see what happened, Abi. They didn't see that one. So these are part of your free and fair election. Who will believe such a story? The only thing I keep saying is because Nigerians, I told you, they have used a powerful juju on us. They have hypnotized us. That's why whatever they do, we just talk and close mouth. Nothing will happen. But to commit one thing against them, they will roll out the tanks, roll out to the area boys and to go after you. Is that not what APC does? But when they do it, opposition will close our mouth and look at how they have been insulting and embarrassing people all over the place. But reply them one day, you will see. Like Mohamed, you tell it is a treasonable felony statement that they should arrest you. APC is intolerant, and they are very lucky they have a tolerant opposition. If not, something would have happened before now. So they should stop insulting us and causing more pain on us. Let us be licking our wounds. The time will tell whether they did well or not. I don't need to be told what God will do. Because you cannot give what you don't have. The test of the pudding is in the eating. Let Tinubu enter there. Let me see what they are going to do.
Thank you, Mr. Darlington.
You were here. Hold on. This oil subsidy. Hold on. You see, when people commit a crime, they don't even know. They make crime against God and humanity. They don't know. Precious. For the past 8 years, these people did not talk of subsidy removal. It was this 11th hour. And after they have told people, collected money, and people have even been given a salary increase, and the market women have raised the prices and everything has gone up. They now told you that it can no longer be now. They are going to expand the committee. Please, you mean nobody thought of all these things before they said they have already removed it and they have collected the $800 million? Precious. You mean they never thought of this thing they are telling you now? It was that they remembered. After they have collected the money, according to them. This is 419 now. The federal government scammed the World Bank. Because the purpose of collecting that money was to caution the effect of subsidy. All of a sudden, you are saying you are not removing subsidy. Is that not 419 obtaining by trick under false pretenses? So the World Bank should take the federal government to EFCC. Let them return that money. Because this is 419. Nothing else.
Thank you, Mr. Darlington.
I don't know why they promised the World Bank what they are going to do. And they agreed. And money was released. And they started spending it according to them. So why do you now want to say you are not? All these things you are telling us now, I ask another question. Why didn't you think of it before now? You didn't know before, Abi? For the past 8 years, you didn't talk of removing subsidy. It is now that you want to leave office. And you are telling me you have done so well. Are we done well, though? The only thing is that God is recording all these things. And I know, like every other thing that I know, time will tell. God will never allow evil to try for too long. Let them go and read the Bible very well, though. All those evil kingdoms, where are they today? Precious, all the evil kingdom in the Bible, where are they today?
Thank you, Mr. Darlington. Thank you. Let's let you go so we can talk to other people.
They are doing with their evil paymasters. It will come to an end in a very disastrous manner. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening to you too. Right? Okay, so let's just dive into some messages. This says, Precious, Nwoko should be ashamed of himself for blaming Labour Party supporters. He is always taking side to where he can be favoured. A man with 15 wives should be taken seriously. Shouldn't be taken seriously. What has his personal life got to do with what he said? And this is coming from Jimo Abdurrahman from Oshodi. He sent in this message. And then we take a couple of other messages. Let's see on WhatsApp. So This says, good evening, Precious, and this is coming from Ima from First Act. He says, regarding the president's statement on why opposition lost is as expected. That's what you're saying. And then he said, a man who was evidently distant from the feelings of his people and clearly refused to call his officials to order when they did not meet up to expectations, and also allow the propaganda his party is known for. The reason why the opposing parties didn't win was not because of overconfidence. It was because their votes were reallocated to the ruling party, and Buhari turned his eyes the other way. That's what you said. God bless you too. From Agege says, I am a man who believes in truth. People that know me can testify to that. I believe in calling white and black. And he says, I am a member of APC. I voted for APC members who I know can do the job, and against those I knew can't do the job. And he says, as a matter of fact, Labour Party was overwhelmingly voted for by Nigerians, most especially the youth across the country. INEC knew the abracadabra they did to the results via BVs, and that is beavers, and refused to upload the results on the server as promised by them. That's what you are saying. And I move to more messages. It says, my reverend father say you prophesy your candidate to win, but your candidate lost you. Now you want lose. Now you want to blame it on rigging, and you're now saying rigging supersedes God power. Make we stop this play. All right, hello VOP, thank you. I see you too. And please, okay, it says, please note that my question is, who did the Fulani and Yoruba negotiate in order to be president? What pattern of politics do the Igbos play relative to others? I can assure you that the hatred towards the Igbos, mere jealousy. Which one? How did we get to this point now? We were in here. All right, I'm going back to the phone line. Hello, good evening to you. Yes, please. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
Good evening. This is Engineer Felix.
Engineer Felix, you're welcome. Don't tell me you're on traffic today.
I'm still on traffic.
Hey.
Just a quick one.
Okay, because today's own is something else, so I don't even know if it's affecting your routes.
Not too much.
You're welcome. Go ahead, please.
Okay. Talking about Nigerian issue. Labour Party did not lose the election. The INEC, Mr. Mahmood, called what he wants to call. Remember, they have planned this from the beginning. And when we begin to shout, he came out and said no, that nobody should listen to it. It's a false news. But at the end, it became reality. Mr. INEC elect president went to the Northerners and discussed, not all of them, to the people he know that are in power, discuss. And that's why they give him the advice they give to him. And that is the only way they say they can be able to rig the election by his own favor if he takes demand they give to him. So nobody should come and say that obedience did not, we did well, we won the election. And they say we should go to court, and now we're on the court. Let the court decide. And when the court decide and make the one they want to do, and maybe they did not do it right, and they go the way they want to go, remember that people will always do what is in their mind. Because as I'm talking to you now, nobody can tell me his future in the next 1 hour and have it so by his power. We can only plan what to do, but it's when we have life in us, we can be able to fulfill those things. If you plan to do something and we don't have life, we cannot do it. So my prayer is that let the court, the judiciary, do the right thing. Let them go back to INEC and let the INEC do the right thing. I don't know how Beaver will work for House, and it will not work for the president. And the reason why Beavers come is because of that presidential election. They diluted the hope of these Nigerian people. We were all hoping and say, okay, let's forget whatever that the Buhari and government is doing. Let's him just come and go. 2023 is here. Let us just leave it, and we left it. And it came to 2023. They bring another something to impose on us in the nation. Listen to me. The Northerners vote for Labour. The Westerners, the whole part of this nation, voted for Labour Party. Why did they not transmit it the same day, the same diva? And they're telling us, are we fools? Are we, what? Somebody will come out and say, why the obedient did not win is because APC shared the vote, PDP shared the vote. That is not the reason. Why did Viva not work? Talking about withdrawing visa from Mr. President, they should withdraw visa from all the people that serve in this government. Let everybody stay, both their children, let everybody stay in this country. The money they collected for fuel subsidy, they should return it back to World Bank. They should return it back to World Bank because it is also, as our head of what said, it is also a fraud. You told them you are using your subsidy and now you cannot do subsidy again. Return the money back. I am just having hope in the judiciary. After that, and if they mess the case up, oh my God, I don't know how this country will become because it will become a country of thuggery. If you have thugs, you win. Okay, look at what happened in Adamawa. Is it Adamawa that the rec called the vote before the election? Is it Adamawa, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, the same thing that rec did is what Mahmoud did. Because he forgot, he did not follow the guidelines and the rules again. So, they did the same, he saw what his father did. He did the same thing. Is it because the people shout, they just want to say, okay, let's cover up. We can cover this one up. We can say we are doing well. Why don't they call back Mahmoud and return back the vote? Let him go down. Let them remove him and put another person to give us the beaver because beavers was okay. There was no hacker in the beaver. They locked the beaver. That day I was present there with them. We even use 5G. Every other one go. The presidential election refused to go. My dear sister.
You were there with them where? You worked with INEC, is that what you're saying?
Yes, now at my polling unit. We use 5G and now the other one, the presidential vote refused to go. Why? Are we not asking question why did not go? The man should have been resigned and be handcuffed. If it's another person that will hand him off and he should have been resigned and handcuffed because he failed Nigeria. He failed the faith that people of Nigeria have. We are talking about going to get it right 2023. 2023 is not looking like if it is the worst. And in short, if after court, I cannot say it is the worst now. I am just waiting, let court finish their process and declare what they want to declare. Then I will now say what I have to say. And what I'm begging all the people, I think after court, I am going to say something that people should do. You see, when they see things that are going bad in this nation, everybody should be clapping and it's good, it's good. You see all the good Nigerians are fighting for good Nigeria. If they mess us up, what we should do, anything that is bad in this country, we will be shouting and clapping and it's good. If people are even shooting on the main road, we will clap and it's good. If road is not good, anybody call, we will call and say it's a lie. That road is good. Is it not what they want us to do? When we see bad, we should call it good. That is God, though. That is God, though.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Okay, so going back to more messages, and one mommy says no hope should be lost as far as this case is. Judgment must come. Tracy Jacobin, all right, Precious. The way you're reading these messages, you get below. What is impregnating the way I'm reading it? Who impregnated it? Okay, Okpayemi Olaworo says Tinubu as president will definitely be an interesting thing to see. I hope he doesn't capture. Okay, and Olayinka Valinghood says thank God. Okay, Thoni Chukudi, good evening, Precious. Great topic as usual. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us. Hello, good evening to you.
What is impregnating?
Ouch! Please help me turn off the volume of your listening device. Are you there?
Precious.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. Welcome.
How can I help you? Just speaking.
All right. Where are you calling from? You're welcome. Go ahead, sir.
From Denmark.
Yes, please. Go ahead, sir.
You see, APC, they are not smart enough. You know the meaning of smartness?
Go ahead.
Precious.
Sir?
You know, the meaning of smartness is when you steal something, someone didn't catch you. It means that you are smart. But when you steal, someone catch you, you are not smart. This my name Ogranyo Biadiocha is because of what people have been calling me when I was young. I never know that those people who are calling me all kind of names are because they are criminals. So I become afraid not to steal. I become afraid of stealing people's things because of the name they are calling me. And those people who are calling me criminals are criminals. APC are not smart. In this regime, in the history of our own lifetime, we hear that snake swallow money. It was like a joke, but it happens. The money miss. In this APC regime, we hear that monkey swallow money. And it just ends like that. In this APC regime, we hear that Buhari enter into Asorok. He don't know his whereabouts to enter the Asorok again. In this APC, they are the biggest scam in the history of Nigeria. So how can somebody who lead a nation, because this election consulted by the president, and you see how the whole place was defrauded, how people died, and it wasn't, nobody was, it don't even make any comment. Okay, what about this president? See all of them now campaigning with their wife. Now, since over 7 years, this President Buhari have been there, and there is no wife by his side. But when he was doing campaign, the wife was following him around. Then after the election, the wife disappeared since 2018.
Can you just concentrate on the topic, on the conversation we're having? You seem to be digressing. Please, just go straight to address the topic.
So now, for him to come out to say that the election is free and fair is so annoying, because they are not going to stay there. They are not going to enter there. The dog keep quiet does not mean that they don't have teeth to bite. Is when you touch the tail of the dog, he will see the reaction. So people are keeping quiet does not mean that we abide everything they are doing there. We are just watching. The last hope, the judiciary to respect themselves, they respect their integrity, to respect their family, and do the right thing. That is what everybody is waiting for now. We are not looking at what they are doing about, talking about, and swearing on. Nobody, 90% of Nigerians are not interested of swearing in. 90% of Nigerians are waiting to hear from the last hope of the judiciary. Then the reaction we take. They shouldn't put our country into anarchy. That is my final word. Because you see what is happening in Sudan today. It didn't start today. There is talk going on. It was going on for a very long time before the war started. The same thing in Ukraine. It didn't just start one day. The people have talking. The world didn't listen. When the fight broke out, then you will see the world coming to rescue. We are just watching. God precious.
Thank you. All right, Lagos, in case you're just joining us, this is 90.3 Voice of the People FM, and on the hot topic this evening in the Evening Rush, we are looking at a couple of issues. First of all, Ned Nwoko, who is the Delta North Senator-elect, has said that Obi's petition against Tinubu is an effort in futility. Kole work, they go anywhere. And he said, as a matter of fact, because once Obi is sworn in, once the president-elect is sworn in, he becomes the commander-in-chief. He will be in charge of the judiciary, the armed forces, the everything. So how can you defeat such a person in court? Apparently, that's what he's saying. And then he further says that, as a matter of fact, the major reason why Obi failed was because of the obedience gongo. That you people, the obedience, you are the major reason. He said that the reason is because obedience were just too self-absorbing or too self-absorbed, and that's what caused it. And you were too self-absorbed to the level that you refused to apply logical reasoning. That's the major reason why your candidate did not win the election. And on the flip side, we see the APC governors, the progressive governors, pay the president a courtesy visit, and there they said they came to wish him happy Salah and also to congratulate him and thank him for giving us one of the freest and fairest election, the best election ever. As a matter of fact, they said the world is celebrating you, the president, for this beautiful election you gave to us, and history and the future will be kind to you for this kind of election you gave to us. Because I mean, the election was so free and fair that even though some of us lost our seats as the ruling party, however, we know that you gave everyone an equal playing ground. Well, and then on the flip side, PDP is saying, guess what, international community, please make sure you impose travel ban on the president Muhammadu Buhari and his family members once it is May 29th. Once he steps down from office, impose travel ban on him and his family members. Lagos, these are the conversations that we'll be having this evening. 0816 442 5875, 0816 442 5875, 0904 334 9253, 0904 334 9253. Now, if you are watching from the diaspora and you'd like to chime in on this conversation, you can call the WhatsApp line on 0700 903 9039. 0700-903-9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you. Good evening. What's your name and where are you calling from?
All right, this is Chuk from Oshodi.
Chuks, you're welcome.
How is work? Longest time.
Work is inside me. Sorry, I'm inside the work.
All right. First of all, when I listen to people lament concerning what is going on in Nigeria, it pains me a lot. But the truth of the matter is that it is our colonial masters that are causing all these problems for us. Yes. Because
don't take us to that place now. Just address the matter on ground, please. If we go there, we'll not come back. I beg you. Don't digress. Just go straight to the conversation you'd like to react on, and let's just hear your reaction, please. I beg you.
What I want to say very briefly is that obedience should remain calm. God will see us through at the end of this very process. I can assure them. Yes.
Thank you.
That's all. That's what I want.
Thank you so much. All right, to obedience, they say you should remain calm. On the other hand, Nwoko is saying, on too they believe on herself. Now waiting make on a feel election. On a believe on herself, so they on a not even apply common sense, logical reasoning. On a not apply. That's why you lost election. Lagos, let's take your thought on your reactions. Hello, good evening to you. I'm very well, thank you. Welcome. What's your name, sir? Where are you calling from?
My name is Franklin. I'm calling from Lagos.
Franklin, you're welcome. Go ahead.
You see, what I want to say is this. Zion train is coming on our way. 1,000 years of history can never be repeated. Remember the redemption song, Yasana. So one day, history will come. We will not be doing same thing at the wrong time. As for Nwoko, he said he happened to be one of the beneficiaries, greatest beneficiary of this government. So something annoys me. That's why, if you remember, I told you I was in politics. When the politicians are not safe, it's very annoying. When they see red, call it blue. When they see blue, they call it blue. You understand? So what I'm trying to say is that it cannot continue like this. And one of my friends normally says it can't be worse than this. Victory shall come one day. We cannot continue like this. We cannot continue like this. Nigeria is going to be great. I don't know when it's going to happen. Good night.
Good night. Thank you so much. And this message from Jenny Beko says, all right. Bumifa says, we're waiting for them outside Nigeria. Jenny Beko says, Ned Nwoko should not forget that he was kicked out from Senate by the courts, right? Before it would happen again, he should just concentrate on small girls. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me go back to my messages. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Thank you. Good evening.
Yes, sure. Good evening.
Thank you. Good evening to you. Welcome. What's your name, sir?
My name is Gabriel.
Gabriel, where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Ikorodu.
Go ahead, sir. Welcome.
Well, finally, you picked my call. I have tried.
Apologies.
Okay.
Notice that so many calls coming in, so I wouldn't even know it's you.
I understand.
Go ahead.
All right, these people are actually offending us. They've offended us, but they are adding salt to injury by the statement and comment they are taking.
So the volume of your radio set is still high, and there's a distraction. You can hear that distortion, and it's it's not making for a friendly conversation.
Okay, as for Nwoko, both he himself and his life, we know them. We know what they're after, what they're making all these comments and all these statements for. They are looking for something. Okay, just like our brother said, Brother Darling. You see, so he has no stake in that challenge in the court. He has no stake there. So he's not the one that we give the final verdict. He's not the chief judge. You shouldn't say it's this or that, dead or on arrival or whatever you call it. So we are trusting that. How can somebody see the truth or see white and call it black, or see black and call it white? Let us see how it will happen. They asked Tinubu to go to court, and he's in the court right now. Let us see how white will turn to black and black will turn to white at last. Okay? So, and then as for Buhari, all the governors that went to him to congratulate him and thank him for giving us the best election, their visit would have made a lot of sense if it were opposition governors that went to see him. Okay, but for the fact that it is the same people from APC, it doesn't make any sense. Let them thank him from now to next year. He gave Nigeria the worst election. And that is why there is no election in Nigeria that generated controversy than this election. So all these things they are doing is just to cover their mess. But we are not fools. We are following after them, and by the grace of God, in the tribunal, God will help Nigeria. The truth will emerge. And the winner of that election will come out victorious. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. Thank you, sir. All right. Hello. Good evening to you.
Pretty precious.
Hey, wait. Who is this? Because I know it's not my Mr. Darlington's voice. All right, Kingsley. Where are you calling from?
Of course, you always say like that. Okay, calling from K2.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
Yeah, three things. One, this statement that this is the best election. Okay, that the opposition were so overconfident. In the morning, while I was listening to news, I learned Mr. President said so. I'm even surprised that Ned is saying the same thing. And okay. And people are saying that if the opposition has put themselves together, that maybe they will have beaten APC. But I tell them, obedience is a movement. It is not even true. Assuming that the P2B did not come out, Kwankwaso did not come out, the election will definitely go to the APC the way it is done. So Obi went out and got 6 point something, and the PDP got 6 point something, and this person got it shows that people voted for their own candidates, not because if they march together. If they march together, the situation might not change. It might go the other way around. Then for the president to say that for the governors to come together to say that they had the best the election, of course, what do you expect them to say? They have to thank their master. And for Ned Nwoko to even say what he's saying, Ned Nwoko is an ape. So he has to say what he's saying that these people are they are overconfident. Who is not overconfident? Even the APC were overconfident. Will you be going to confident that you win? Will you have in mind that I'm going there to lose? Everybody has confidence that he's going to win. And the outcome, at the end of the day, will determine whether your confidence worked or not, your faith worked or not. So maybe a particular people are overconfident. Of course, it is not true. I don't agree with that statement. Thank you.
Thank you so much for calling. I appreciate you. All right, and on YouTube, Sylvester Jesus, he said pressure, so never pick my call one day. Why will a beautiful woman be treating me? I don't select calls that I pick. Okay, all right, so call me, please. We'll always take your calls. We don't even know the lines that are calling us, so we can't even tell. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello?
Yes, good evening, welcome.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
See, what I want to say is that 4 years ago, when Buhari win the election, he told us that if you want to go, he thank us now. If you want to go, we are the one that we start killing. Now, we vote. We know the person that we vote for. See what they are doing. Both him and Nwoko. It is good. That's how we start killing. With bad mind, because we are not happy. Them that all those 78, 80, 90, we are youth. We more than them. We is after independent them born us. Them, how many of them remain? And if you say this thing that they are doing themselves. If this is that, they will run. They will run because we plant more than them. But make them know what they are doing. Before Buhari left there, you should do the right thing because we are annoying. We are not happy. And we just be watching them. We are watching them. They make them take their time.
Thank you.
So that's what I want to say. Good night.
Then, thank you so much. Good night. All right, so Cosmo's View says Nwoko is just trying to be relevant. He's got nothing to offer to Nigerians. If Obi doesn't get victory in court, history would hold every one of them and their children accountable. That's what you said. And then Sylvester Jesus says this is not Obi's petition. This is a petition Nigerians who are hungry for change. Whether Peter Obi rule Nigeria or not, he is a hero for us. All right. Hello, good evening.
Hello, good evening, PP.
Yes, please. Thank you for joining us. What's your name, please?
My name is Chinonso.
Chinonso. Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Surrey.
You're welcome. Go ahead.
For this issue, let me talk about this need. Some of them, they will just make statements, but they don't understand the statement they are making. He said Peter Obi petition his effort in facility. He didn't know that the statement alone is putting pressure on our judiciary to deliver a good judgment. Hello? Are you hearing me?
Yes, go ahead.
Because yes, if he says so, he have already judged the case. The man is supposed to be charged for contempt. If he will have a working court, they're supposed to arrest the man now. Because he's already passing judgment on that case, which courts have not even sit for it. They will just come out and make careless statements, but they don't know they are putting pressure to our judiciary. Because if at the end, what this man said, and the court will go through that line, I'm telling you, nobody will be interested to study law anymore in this country. This country will be full of lawlessness. I'm telling you the truth. And that is anarchy for this nation. Seriously, if they go on to swear this man that have a lot of baggages upon
please.
As the president of this country, forget about this nation. Even ordinary Kenya here, Sudan is not giving us respect. Don't worry. Even Niger here, all this Ghana, our respect will be thrown under the gutter. Thank you. Good night.
All right, so this message says, the evening, lady, Ned statements just shows that the judiciary have been bought with a price, because if there were to be country where rule of law works, and Nigeria were to be a country where rule of law works, this statement of Ned is implicating and should be investigated. That's what Akwan says. And he further says, okay, yeah, that's what you said. Akwan from KD. And then this says, good evening, Precious. I'm Ikwerimado from Ojo. Our political leaders are narcissists. And this is what's expected. They will always accuse you of being a problem if it's aren't going their way. And then he says, good evening, Precious babe. Barrister Darlington is always on point. He says things the way they are. I like him to Gani Fawemi of blessed memories. Everything that revolves around Buhari, Tinubu, and APC always turns out since 2015 till date. Same subsidy they told us was a scam. Now, why do they want to remove subsidy? Shame. So, Emperor, you sent in that message, and I appreciate you. You have the right to have your say. Quick questions. If Tinubu gets disqualified following the court results, Atiku automatically qualifies as the president as the second in the election? Well, let's go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello.
Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening. Precious.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Nedu from Kotu.
Nedu, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
You're doing a nice job.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Please don't let anybody to mass pressure on you.
Oh God, don't worry. Just go straight to your own talk. I'm very fine by myself.
What I'm saying now is this. Buhari and his government, they knows why they put this hate speech. And they knows why all the whole media, they give them all the sorts of laws so that people will not come out and talk. But I'm assuring them, if this our judiciary happen to fair all the whole youth in Nigeria, I'm betting you this place will be very, very hot for all of us, and they will regret it later. Thank you. I cannot say more than this.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. All right. So a few more messages here. Oh my goodness. You sent one message like how many times? Okay. Let me go back to the phone lines. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, good evening. Welcome, sir.
Good evening, Precious.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from, sir?
Welcome. Well done for the job.
Thank you so much, sir. I appreciate you.
My contribution to this your issue of this evening. This is fuel subsidy has shown the whole world that the government of Nigeria is a scam. So we are dealing in Nigeria is rooted with 419. Since they cannot judge their people who eat government's money, and now federal government has gone to the World Bank and collect money again and put inside their pocket. Now let's watch and see. There's nothing again we can see. It looks like when somebody is shaking inside his house and covering it. Now Nigeria has went outside and shit. So now what are we going to do now? Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Okay. Lagos, in case you're just joining in, we are looking at a couple of conversations this evening. First on our lineup of conversation, Ned Nwoko, who is the Delta North Senator-elect, has said, you see what? Peter Obi's petition against the tribunal is an effort in futility. It shouldn't have even bothered. Call it work because it's not going anywhere. And he said that that's because of a couple of reasons. That by the time Tinubu is sworn in as the president-elect, as the president in May 29th, and he becomes in charge of the judiciary, everything, the security, military, everything. So how can you defeat someone with all of that power? Perhaps that's exactly what he's saying. And then he further says that, as a matter of fact, that in fact it is just because you people, the obedience, believed yourself too much. You guys were too self-absorbed, and that's exactly why you guys failed the election, and that you were too self-absorbed to the extent that you refused to apply logical reasoning. Exactly what he said. All right. So on the other hand, we're also looking at the progressive governors, the APC governors, who did pay a courteous visit to the governor, to the president, and saying, Oga President, we came to congratulate you. Congratulations your party won the presidency, a majority of the seats in the Senate, and of course majority in House of Representatives too. And this is a very good thing. History will remember you kindly. And around the world, the election is being celebrated because of all the good things you did. Irrespective of all the troubles and all of that, we still came out good. And then they said that, okay, they went on and on. That's exactly what we're looking at. And then the PDP, on the other hand, is saying, please, international community or you should impose travel ban on the president once he steps down as president on May 29th, and impose also on his family members, because the way he handled this election, it was let me even use their words so that I will not be using my own words. So they said the election was marred by brazen violation of the Electoral Act and is the worst that Nigeria has ever had. It is the worst election Nigeria has ever had in its history. All right, so why one party is congratulating him because the election was the freest and fairest. Even him, the president, has said is the freest, fairest, and most peaceful election. And the other party is saying, international community deny him and his family visa after he steps down, comes on as president. What is going on here? These are the conversations that we're having in Lagos. Let's get to take your thoughts and your reactions on them. 081-644-25875, 081-644-25875, and 0904-334-9253. Hello, good evening. Hello? Yes, please. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Ibeto from Surulere.
Ibeto, you're welcome. Go ahead.
Thank you. Yes, I just want to comment on the president's comment about losers and the winners. Well, in my own opinion, I think the president is just said that as a party member or party man, not as a president of the country. You understand? And that is his own opinion. That's his own right to say so, as a party member of the party. You understand? So I don't think it's really much to do with. I don't think it's something that should really bother people. He didn't say it as a president, but he said it as a party man because he belongs to APC. So what do you expect him to say? Or what did we expect him to say? So it is normal. Then Ned Nwoko also, I think he said his own opinion too, just like the way we call and make our own opinions known. Why their own is different is because they are known by the people. So when they say something, everybody will start looking into it. Hey, how does it looks like this? It looks like that. They are just like us who call on radio stations and make our own contributions on our own ways. So, like I said, concerning president, I think that's all. That it's not something that will really bother anybody.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. And then this message from Olaika Valinhood says, Valinhood, oh, please help me. It says, please, Precious, can you tell me which APC government that won without rigging? I'm coming. Let me read messages. And good evening, my lady. I want to ask two questions. When does your program start? Okay, so I repeat, on Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we start at 7 p.m. So let's say, because we have a show that ends exactly 7 p.m. So let's say 7:10 p.m. right? And then on Tuesdays and Mondays, Thursdays, and Fridays, we start at 6:30 p.m. So because our news runs now to 6:30, so let's say we start at 6:40 or 6:45 p.m. or let's say 6:45 p.m. because the news just runs down, right? And then on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we start at 7:10 p.m. I hope that's clear. Apologies, if you've been waiting on us. And then it says, good evening, my lady. I want to ask two questions. When does your... Okay, yeah. And it says, how many million billionaire politicians in Nigeria with businesses that employ over 1 million people? Show me one business that employs over 1 million. In where is the enterprise that brought in all the billions enterprises of political thugs? Breeding, vote buying, the call empowerment, grinding machine, keke, marawa, etc. Packing of cup of rice, noodle, to vote buying. This is a formula for winning election by the low grade minded jokers. It's a shame. And then he said, all right, I think that's about that's about the question you asked. And then I moved to this message on let's see. So let's take this call. I'll get back to the message. Hello, good evening to you. Hello.
Hello, good evening. My name is Bolaji from Surulere.
Bolaji, can you help me turn up the volume of your radio set? Welcome.
All right, thank you. You see, Anti-Precious,
Yes,
I
sir.
like your program.
Thank you.
And anytime I had when you are on the speech, I'm always happy. And
Alright.
giving us our mind to be expressing our mind all the time. I'm very, very grateful for that. God will bless you for that.
Thank you. Can you go ahead?
You know what happened is that, do you know that we heard about it that they killed one of our headers, Labour Party Christians at Somolu yesterday. So I'm not happy about it at all. We heard that he was killed by thugs because of the election. Election has gone. We don't need all these things. You understand?
Is it the same one a caller told me today that will be buried today?
Yes.
Wow.
So since yesterday, I'm not happy at all. It's an obedient movement. We are not happy. We're not saying that obedient movements are all bragging this and that. We should be doing so because we always keep quiet. We always say don't abide it. But then they always say anyhow because they are in power. That is not supposed to be like that. You understand me? But anyway, they told us that we should go to court, and I know everything is in court. All of us are hoping everything will be fine at the end of the day. Thank you. That's my own.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
All right.
All right, so this message says, good evening, Precious. Level of people illiteracy are very on a high side. The furious and desperation demonstrated show that they are new in politics. If you lose today, you can win tomorrow. Nothing bad if a child failed. There is room to repeat the class. Buhari failed 3 times before he became president. My fear nobody would support them again if they are not if they do not change. They are digging their political grave by words and actions. Emmanuel sent it. I say Tinubu's president is divine project. Obedience should learn how to play politics. Obedience. All right. That's the message. I hope you get it now. All right. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. That's about it. One more call then. Hello. Good evening to you.
Hello. Good evening.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Mr. Precious, how was your day?
My brother, I'm still inside the day. You're welcome. Azubike calling from where?
Lagos.
You're welcome, Azubike. Welcome. Go ahead.
Based on some of people that are calling that Oyibo will not see that this government is a scam. Who told you? Even if Buhari moves to borrow another money, he leaves office and tell them one thing or the other, Oyibo, when they look your crude oil, they will still release the money. Leave that one. Then the only thing I'm asking, Mr. Precious, as far as this our country is, what can't we, Nigerians, including the leaders, at least for once say, look, let's do things right. That's the question I'm asking. Let's do things right. Because I remember the last 2 years, there was a Asaba convention that the southern Nigerians need that power must shift to the south. We all agreed. Then I'm even appealing to Tinubu. Now that the power have conceded power to the south, let the west also concede power to the east, so that the equation will be balanced for fairness and peace and equity. That's what I'm asking.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too. Thank you. All right, Lagos, we'll take a break. When we come back, we'll move to our step-down conversation. So on our step-down conversation this evening, a Nigerian woman, is facing trial because she stabbed her own child to death. Probably she ensured her son or her child fasted until the child died, and this is somewhere in the United Kingdom, right? And then remember that case we talked about, Kenyans who were fasting until to see Jesus. Well, the death toll is now about 83. So 83 people have died. At the time we brought that story, it was about 21 people who died. So far, about 83 people have been confirmed dead because they were fasting to see Jesus. So let's look at religion and how we react to it in Africa. Do we think we do too much? Or is it just all right the way we do it? I can, recall lots of stories here and there that has happened on both religions, both Christianity, Islam, and everything. So do we think that we're a bit too much when it comes to religion? Is there a limit to how far we can go? The reason why this is a thing is because you may realize that, for instance, if a church is conducting fasting in Nigeria, perhaps 100 days fasting in Nigeria, the method of the fasting in Nigeria may not be exactly the method or the mode of the fasting of the same church fasting in the UK or the US. For instance, if the Nigerian people fast from 6 to 6 and they don't take water or fruit in between, right? Those in the UK and US may take water and fruit in between. You see? So why the difference? Really? And if there are churches who don't wear trousers, who don't wear earrings, that don't wear some kind of things in Nigeria, those same churches or that same church in the UK, US, and other countries in the Western world will wear all of those things. Is it that the God that is there is different from the God that we have in Africa? What is really the problem? How do we, how to draw the line between common sense and religion? Let's take a look at this woman who is even in the United Kingdom, who starved her own child to death. And it will take a case study of the people in Kenya who starved, fasted till they died, because a pastor told them to do so, that's the one way they can see Jesus. How far is just too much to go when it comes to religion? Lagos, that's the conversation we'll be having next. Phone lines remains the same: 0816-442-5875, 0904-334-9253. Now, the reason we bring the step down conversation all the time is just to relax and, move away from all the politics and governance issue and all the troubles. Let's just talk about us. Things about us, so we step it down. That's why we call it the step down conversation. So phone lines are open, but let's take a little breather. We'll be right back to take your thoughts and your reactions, Lagos. Stay with us. The Evening Rush with Precious, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Panel.
What was the rate of inflation under me? What was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations. Critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Hey, like what's going on here?
You caught that game, right?
I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 90.3, Voice of the People FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice. Lagos, you are welcome. 90.3 Voice of the People FM. It's where we are. So on our step down conversation this evening, right? A Nigerian woman, Olabisi Abubakar. Olabisi, she's 42-year-old from Cardiff, is facing trial in the United Kingdom for 2 counts of manslaughter and child cruelty relating to the death of her 3-year-old son. With Precious, featuring sound and informed guests across various sectors to discuss matters arising on Hot Topic Panel.
What was the rate of inflation under me? What was the exchange rate?
Intense conversations. Critical analysis.
What is wrong with us 200 million people? We can't even give ourselves.
We sometimes disagree.
When we say our GDP, it's not an oil-dominated.
To agree.
Hey, like what's going on here?
You caught that game, right?
I saw that.
On Hot Topic Pali, Monday to Friday, 90.3, Voice of the People FM, Lagos. Now you have a voice. All right, Lagos, you are welcome back. So before we went on that break, we were talking about, how religion, how we react to religion. So I was telling you that a Nigerian woman, Olabisi Abubakar, 42, from Cardiff, is facing trial in the United Kingdom for 2 counts of manslaughter and child cruelty relating to the death of her 3-year-old son, Taiwo Abubakar. Now, Olabisi, accused of killing her 3-year-old son through religious fasting, told police she had locked herself away during COVID-19 pandemic. So bottom line, she said, bottom line, when they were both when they were badged in on, right, they realized that the boy was already dead and the woman was looking malnourished and dehydrated, and of course she was taken to the hospital where she's taking treatment but held under custody. And then the son, an autopsy was conducted on the son that shows that he died of starvation and dehydration. And then of course she said that they were fasting, that they were going through, the son and her were going through religious fasting. And the story is long, but this is just a summary. And I'm wondering what make a 3-year-old boy go through fasting. She had complained the fact that because perhaps she was going through too much pain for a caregiver, and because it was COVID-19 and she was scared of the child's welfare, because of the pandemic and all of that, and leaving him in the care of others and all that. So she preferred that he fasted and waited, perhaps, and that's what led to his death. All right. So Lagos, I'd like us to jump in on that conversation, and I would also like to remind you that about a high-profile Kenyan pastor appeared to in court on Friday. What date was this one? Now today, Friday, he appeared in court. That pastor was telling you about in Kenya. Yes, so he appeared in court in Kenya today, Friday, suspected of links to the murder of dozens of people found in a mass grave that has been dubbed the Shakahula Forest Massacre. Now, Ezekiel Odero, the flamboyant head of the New Life Prayer Center and Church, was arrested on Tuesday in the coastal town of Melendi and is accused of mass killing of his followers. Bottom line, it followed that perhaps he, encouraged them to fast until they see Jesus, and so far about 83 human beings, people, have died following his instruction. In fact, when I, initially launched that story within the week, out of the first 21 set of people that died, there was a grave of a father, mother, and children in the same grave. So not only did adults go through this issue, not only did adults put themselves up for this fasting, they also involved their children, their innocent children. All right. So that's the reason why we're asking, how far can we just go for religion? You see the case of Deborah, right, that happened in Sokoto State. We can, it's in every religion. So how far can we just say, okay, this is just too much, let's not do this? Where do we bring in our sensibility and humanity and say, for the sake of humanity and sensibility, we cannot do this because of religion? Lagos, phone lines are open. Let's take your thoughts and your reactions on the conversation at hand. All right. Okay, so the phone lines remain the same, right? 070090390339. That's for those calling us from the diaspora, and on YouTube, that's the WhatsApp line 070090390339. 070090390339 and 0808164425875 081644255875, including 0904334923. Hello, good evening to you.
Beautiful, precious.
Ewo, handsome caller. Good evening and welcome.
Chigozie calling from Ijebu.
Chigozie, you're welcome. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Yeah. And the pastor that is said to be renowned in Kenya, that asks people to fast until they see Jesus. I wonder if he found that in the scripture. The truth is just that I used to tell people, though I'm a pastor too. Oh. I'm a pastor, that I will tell people that if you fast and die in fasting, you committed suicide. You committed suicide. And I'm not sure God will even welcome you when you get over there, because he has made everything available for you. And again, you should apply wisdom in everything you do. So, like when the scriptures say, my people perish because they lack knowledge. So all of these things are just people who are only after follow. They are only following, not even reading the scripture to know what is inside there. You get me? Hello?
I can hear you. I get you 101%.
So that is just the problem. People need to. Bible says in that book of 2 Timothy 2:15, we should study to show ourselves approved unto God. So in all of these things, we cease to study, and then we begin to follow just everything that we are told. And again, you talk about some churches not having to be wearing a particular dress here and over there, they wear it. Yes, but when we look it this way, the people that gave us the whole of this thing, are they dressing the way the people of today are dressing? No, they are not. When you see their dressing, then, like people like I'm a Simple, McPherson, Catherine Kuma, and the rest of them, when you see their dresses, you know that, yes, this is how dresses should be. But today, everybody just wants to be the way they are, and the pastors will also tell you, just come the way you are. God will accept you. So I think all those things are what is happening, and I see it as to be that people are believing to be civilized. But that book of Timothy, which I just quoted for you, it's a study to show yourself approved unto God, not unto the world, not unto men, a workman that needs not to be ashamed, but rightly divining the word of truth. If every of these things are put in mind, I think the world will be a better place than for people just to follow, instead to read what is found in the scripture, to give them the right direction for them to go.
Thank you.
So that is it,
Thank you,
my precious.
Thank you, our gentleman. Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, Lagos, the phone number to call is 0904 334 9253. 0904 334 9253. You can also call 0816 442 5875. 0816 442 5875. For those watching on YouTube and in the diaspora, you can call us on 0700 903 9039. That is the WhatsApp line. So the WhatsApp number, just save the number on your WhatsApp and then reach us on WhatsApp. It is 0700 903 9039. All right, I hope you did get that. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Yes, please, good evening, welcome.
Thank you. This is Ibeto. I'm calling back.
Ibeto, welcome.
Thank you, my sister. My sister, see, religion is all about programming the mindset. It's programming. And that's why even Bible said that we should be careful. We should, like the last caller said, that we should not lose our common sense. Bible told us everything. Do you understand? So I don't know. It's like I said, it's just about programming the mindset. Like again, you see, if someone could kill another person in the name of religion, then another person can still die in the same name of religion by killing himself too. You understand? So it's not that to me, it's not so surprising to me to hear all these things. But I feel so. My heart goes to that minor that died of starving, because this is an innocent child who knows nothing. That child knows nothing about evil and good.
Thank you.
The baby just died like that.
It's really pity.
We have to be. No. Let us be wiser. Let us be wiser.
Thank you.
It's all about programming the mind.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, this says, good evening, precious. Is it that the Kenyan church people don't read the Bible anymore? And I want to know if the pastor and his family is alive or alive. If so, that pastor have a question to answer. He appeared in court today. So that's just to let you know. he was in court today. Yep. All right. And this is coming from Omi Juliet from Ayobo. All right. Let's quickly go back to the phone lines again. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello. Yes, please. Welcome. Good evening.
Good evening.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Sifas David.
Your name is what?
Sifas David. Sifas Davis.
Okay, Sifas Davis, welcome. Go ahead, please, very quickly.
Calling from Ojo local government area.
Yes, welcome. Go ahead.
Christ did not tell us to fast to see him. He told us to follow the footsteps of the word of God. He said, "Be ye followers of me." You understand? Hello?
Please go ahead. I'm waiting for you to finish. Go ahead.
Followers of me. He said, "He is the way, the truth, and the light. That no man can go to the Father but through him." And he gave us a promise that we should have peace in our mind, accepting as our personal Lord and Savior, to follow the footsteps of Christ. Following God doesn't mean that they say we go and fast till somebody died. Then he said that he's now trying to follow God to see God by all means. No, the Father, Jesus already said that for his coming, no man know the hour. Are you with me? He said no man know the hour. So that Kenyan pastor, what he's trying to do is misleading the people. The scripture already tells you that no man knows the time of the Father. Jesus said nobody knows the time, the hour. God does not give hour for his coming.
All right, thank you.
Thank
you so much. So you know that Kenyan case. I heard that there is even a man that came from the US that came to look for his wife, who came in from US to join in the fasting. Apparently, she also fasted till she died. All right, and so let me take some messages. Ojoneje says, please call the number slowly again. I think I did. 0816-442-5875, right? 0816-442-5875. WhatsApp is 0700-903-9039. 0700-903-9039. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Your name is what?
My name is Jacob.
Jacob.
Jay, calling from Germany.
Oh, Jay, calling from Germany. All right, you're welcome, Jay. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I hope I have my time. I don't know.
You do, but you can't do too long. So if you have to, please help us summarize. Thank you.
Okay, no problem. So
thank you.
It's about the pastors in Nigeria, mostly because I am from Nigeria. So I'll just talk about Nigeria. In 2019, I had a problem with pastors. At first, I had problem. I'm a footballer actually. So when I came to Germany, I started playing football. So I have an issue with broken hip.
Oh, wow.
So I started contacting one pastor in Nigeria, and he started telling me I have to pay this, I have to pay that. And in this time, I'm not working. I just concentrate on my career, football career.
Okay, wait. You had a broken ribs. What exactly did you want the pastor to do? To pray for you for healing?
Yes, because he told me that it's spiritual, so it cannot get healed. Why I've been in so many hospitals,
okay,
so many operations and all. So he started asking me and him we started bargaining on the money I have to pay him. At first, he called 500,000 for me.
What exactly was the money for?
Yeah, for healings, to buy things for healings and all. So I asked one question, because the first money, actually, I didn't pay because I don't have the money. My friend have to pay for me. So later, I'm seeing this is getting worse, and he told me to pay another 100,000 naira, which I paid. He's still praying for me. So then I decided just to stop playing football, because I was still managing it, because I'm pursuing this career to get it to the level which a big club will locate me there and take the responsibility of my treatment. So he keep on doing this to me, and I have been sharing this news for everybody to be careful of all these pastors in Nigeria, because at first his name was Pastor Agbayima. Then lastly he changed his name to Apostle, because now he have many people. So when I started complaining about what he's doing to me, he blocked me from the group WhatsApp, so that I won't complain for people to know. Then he started chatting me privately. So when I complained for him, he sent people to my father, threatening my father that if they didn't talk to me, that if I try to expose him, he will pray to his God that I will die.
Anyway, God will now kill you.
Yeah, he said so. So I challenged him that he should pray to God, let me die. If God can kill me, that means he's not serving the same God that created heaven and earth.
How long ago did this happen?
This happened 2019 to 2020.
Oh, wow.
So in 2020, I decided not to play football anymore, just decided to stay house. Now I think since I left God and pastors, since I leave them, say, okay, you people should serve my God, let me serve my own God. I'm feeling 100% better.
Wait,
now
your broken ribs is better?
Football, I feel much better because I'm going back to football training in summer. Now I can walk. Before I can't do anything. Now I have contract, I'm working. So I'm just trying to let people who are listening to me this evening to get this idea. There is no miracle in all these our pastors. I think if we can pray, you can go to church. I don't stop you to go to church, but pray on your own. No pastor can heal you where you don't have the faith. No pastor. They are all I think in 99.9% of Nigeria pastors have faith.
I don't agree with you. What I do believe, yeah. So I may agree with you saying that God will answer your prayer if you pray by yourself, as much as he could answer your prayer if your pastor prayed for you. Do you understand? That's the thing. That's the given. So the same way God will answer if your pastor prayed for you, the same way God will answer you by yourself. So I do agree with you. But don't say 99.9% of pastors are fake. Please don't say that.
Precious. Why I'm saying this is it's not just him, the only one. My mother have 4 victims. I sent 1 million to my mother for something very important to do for house. A pastor's I can say he stole this money from my mother and tell my mother to sow seed. My mother have to give pastor 800,000 inside 1 million.
So that is where the problem is. That is exactly why I raised this topic. Where do we draw the line from common sense and what a man of God tells us? Because for all I care, we should see our religion based on what our religious book says it is, not based on what our man of God tells us that the religious book says. Do you understand?
Yeah.
Because if, for instance, you're a Christian, you should see the Bible based on what you have read and understood the Bible for.
Exactly.
Not based on what a man of God tells you that this is what the Bible is. So that's what I'm saying. Where do we draw the line from logic, common sense, to, I must obey and be religious to my man of God? That's exactly the question. For instance, this woman now starving her child to death. How do you draw that line? Because the child has to be involved in fasting. How do you subject yourself to fasting till you die and your children now fast with you till they die in Kenya? Like some people did because they want to see Jesus. Can common sense not come in there?
Okay, like this woman you are saying right now from US. If they have to trace this woman
UK,
pastor, it will be African pastor. Yeah, UK. He will be African pastor, not European pastor.
I appreciate you, Jay. Thank you. It's okay. Let's stop. Let's stop here. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye. All right. So we'll have quite some reactions here. So this says, "Good evening, precious. God will help us. Christianity is not a religion, but a mutual agreement between Christ and man. Everything we need to know is in Scripture. In the Scripture, in church." They are so unique. Why is our changing that is an anti? I don't understand what you just wrote there now. The church in the Bible are the same. Why Antichrist bringing damnation by presenting religion? Oh wow. Okay. Thank you so much. I get your point. Hello. Good evening to you. Hello.
Hello.
Yes. Good evening. Thank you for joining us. Welcome.
Yes, I'm calling on the program that you're doing.
Very well, thank you.
Okay?
Welcome. Yes, it's great. Just go ahead. Be quick with it, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
I just want people to know that when you know the truth sets you free.
Absolutely.
Most of the time, we are following blind people, blind leading blind. Some of the pastors of nowadays don't have education. Lack of education is causing a lot of trouble. A lot of problem within the church, and too much love of money is making some that are even educated derail and deceive people. So people have to know that the truth have to be told, and if something does not sound right, it's not right. I can't imagine people starving themselves to death just because somebody said so. It doesn't make sense. And if people read the Bible, there's none of the pages in the Bible that educate you to starve yourself to death. Jesus Christ did not starve himself to death. None of the apostles starved themselves to death. So why will you? That's all.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. All right, Lagos.
You're welcome.
All right, so let's look at some messages that we have here. This says, good evening, Precious. All right. It says, good evening, Precious. I quite disagree with that last caller. The Bible is cleared, but many of us are lazy in searching the scripture ourselves. That's what you said. All right, let's see if we can take this call. Hello, good evening to you.
Hello, good evening, Precious.
Thank you. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
I'm calling from Maryland.
Ahmed, right? Welcome. Go ahead.
People starving themselves just waiting for the Lord Jesus Christ. They did it out because they lack knowledge. They lack knowledge. That's why they did it.
They lack knowledge. Is that what you're saying? That they lack knowledge?
Yes.
Okay.
The Bible even said in Isaiah chapter 6, in Isaiah chapter 4 verse 6, it says, my people died because of lack. My people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. They lack knowledge. They are so rest in peace.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Good night. So I have a few messages here. This says, beautiful Precious, that Kenyan pastor must be investigated deeply. He may eventually have a Nigerian pastor collaborator. Jimo, don't be thinking like that. Now, hello, good evening to you.
Good evening.
Thank you for joining us. Welcome. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Mary from Alimosho.
Mary, you're welcome. Thank you. Go ahead.
So, the woman that killed her child because of fasting, they have already said in the Bible, say, my people perish of lack of knowledge. I think when pastor told you to do something and you check yourself and you see that you are not capable to do it, God will not force you to do it. You have to. Not everything pastor told you to do, you will follow. If you are reading the word of God, even when pastor told you to do this, you go to the word of God and study. Say, stop to show yourself approved. I see some Christians. I'm an evangelist. I see some. Before I will tell somebody to fast, I will first of all ask you about your health challenge. If you have a health challenge, we can divide the prayer in another way around. That will not hurt you. Not that you go and fast, tell somebody to go and fast and die. For what? As a pastor, as a man of God, you need to ask your members. If you know that you are not healthy, don't do it. Don't only be praying, not by fasting. It's not only fasting that will make your prayer to be answered. No. It's only one. It's only what Jesus Christ said concerning fasting. He said this demon will not go except by fasting and prayer. It did not say that all Christians should start fasting because of what? In fact, some people need to study their Bible. When you study your Bible, when the man of God is telling you to do something, when you read your Bible, you know. And the Bible says, check their spirit, you know if they are from God.
Thank you.
There are some men of God, they are not real men of God, they are prophets of doom. They just come to this world to come and suck people's blood and feed their coven. I don't know how some Christians are listening to some men of God that are not really genuine. Read your Bible, you know when pastor is telling you to do something. If you're really in the Bible, then you follow. And even though it's in the Bible, you need to follow. You have to check your head first before you can go on. And
Thank you so much. Thank you. All right, so let me rush through some messages that we have here. Blessed says the Old Testament is based on African history. And Tony Chukudi says, good evening, Precious. I told you sometime that what some Nigerians are practicing in Nigeria and outside Nigeria is not the true Christianity. And Tony Chukudi for that, Ifona said, I wanted to call you, but I don't want you to cut me off like yesterday. I'm so sorry. Poverty is the cause of all of this. I'm so sorry. It's not because I love to cut you off. I hope you understand. It's just because, time is against us. Good evening. There are different ways to fast in the Bible. Please let go and study the Bible. That's what you're saying. And then it says, very well said, beautiful Precious. It's so unfortunate that wisdom has left so many people. Like you say, common sense, which is not common, is what a lot of people lack. It's only the truth that can set you free. It's very unfortunate that people no longer worship God as the Bible commands. Rather, they have turned to worship their pastors. The more reason they suffer afflictions which ought not to be. Akwan from KD. You know what? Let's rest our case here. Thank you, everyone who's been a part of the show today. Thank you so much. My name is Precious Enyi. You want to catch up with me and know what I'm all about? On social media, Instagram, I'm at Precious Enyi Official. Precious for your precious ornament, right? A precious stone, precious germ. And Enyi is spelled E-N-Y-I. By the way, it means friend. So I'm Precious, your friend, and I'd love to be your friend till the end. So Precious Enyi Official. That is Precious E-N-Y-I Official, all together on Instagram. On Twitter, I'm at Precious_ENYI. See you on Monday, Lagos. Do have an amazing evening. Leaving you with this music of Davido Feel. Good night.